Hey everybody, it's Stick Vet, your friendly neighborhood veteran, and this is part 4 of the Warriors Reflection series. I would have pain where there was no blood. What is the veteran's relationship with pain? You've asked your friend for a ride to the airport. He picks you up, and as he turns on the car, you are stunned at the horrible noises coming from the engine. He puts it in gear, and the engine roars with problems, rattling and whining and clangs and pops. You look at your friend, and he has no care in the world. He is so far past ignoring these problems. In fact, he's just trying to carry on with the story he started telling you when you got in the car. And you're shocked that he has become so complacent about such obvious damage, that he could live seemingly fine with the constant cries of help coming from the car. That's the veteran's relationship with pain. It starts with pain tolerance, a skill gained through cultural influence. You think about military training, they trained us to grow our pain tolerance, but never directly. It was all social engineered manipulation. The military culture dictates that you must keep your pain to yourself and hide it. For an injury is a sign of weakness, and worse is complaining about the injury. The most weak and pathetic you can appear to your comrades is by getting medical attention for your injury. But if you remember, the words of leadership were quite the opposite. They would always say that you need to get medical care if you're hurt. You could get in trouble for not getting treatment even. But it was a simple reverse psychology, because if you did get treatment, you would be shamed and ridiculed. So pain tolerance for veterans is a skill learned in order to avoid shame and rejection. The soldier learns to disassociate from any small injury. And any small injury that goes untreated could easily become worse or cause other internal problems. This is why many veterans live with a life of chronic pain, some without any major injury, just neglected of multiple problems that were exacerbated. Some of us are lucky enough to have had a serious injury to help us get over our neglect and actually change. But most do not get a moment of sudden realization. We are also the exposure generation of veterans, burn pits and plenty else. Gut and lung problems are very common and can be ignored and minimized by the veteran for years. So my own experience, I had acid reflux the whole time I was in the Army. I chalked it up to the crappy food. Then during my deployment, I was vomiting every day. That went on after the deployment for about 6 years, until I was vomiting blood every day for about 5 months. And then I went to get care. I have an old back injury that I similarly neglected to get care for until it became a spinal issue, because there was a 3-inch chunk of growth under my shoulder blade. This whole time, I was pushing through the pain. I was so convinced that I was proving that I'm dominant over it, that it was somehow a test of my endurance that I consistently passed. But I was such a fool. I had no respect for myself. Not much love either. Like a prideful sea captain running his ship into the rocks to prove that I'm stronger than the storm. I got to the point that I had to dock my ship and focus on nothing but repairs. I owned my pain. It was so much of who I was. In that period of healing, I had to let go of pain being part of my identity. Pain is not a necessary component to social acceptance, but it's really what I believed deep down. not verbally. But that's how I learned pain tolerance. Now the worst things I see are brothers that identify themselves as disabled veterans, as if the title of disabled gives them any clout. It's their identity based in a tolerance of pain that they cannot let go of. Remember, this is trained through social engineered manipulation, so that's why it's important to separate yourself, your identification of self, from your chronic pain. When it comes to cleansing, pain is connected to the belief structure regarding my own body. I don't teach mind over body. I teach self over mind and self over body. When you get a cold and you say, I'm sick, you're not only wrong, but you're making the sickness stronger. As opposed to if you say, my body is sick, so you are separating yourself appropriately. Identifying yourself as your physical ailments not only is illogical, but will literally make you worse. And the opposite side, if you say, I'm healing because my body is sick, you will literally get better. This is a very, very simplified breakdown from a bunch of psych studies regarding the healing mindset in patients. But it does touch on two major points. There has to be this separation between you and your physical ailment in your identification as self, and a focus on the optimistic, I'm healing, rather than I'm hurt, showed drastic differences in recovery. For me, I had to add something to my daily mantras in order to directly change. That's how I roll. I am not this body that I live in. I am on my way and my body follows. My body is a vessel and I am the captain of this ship. My body's pain has nothing to do with who I am. My body's pain has nothing to do with who I am. I had to say that a lot in order to actually believe it. Just like your imaginary friend in the beginning not only needs to fix his car, but start being a responsible driver, paying attention to the warning lights and any unusual sounds, making a habit of popping the hood. Someone in chronic pain needs to change their perspective of pain, start taking it seriously. This is StickVet. Till next time.